Just over 2 years after the Trump administration announced that it would be ending the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, or DACA program, a federal court vowed to fully reinstate the program that grants work authorization and protection from deportation to people who came to the United States illegally as children. Saul Rascon Salazar, an LMU student and DACA recipient, explained what this means for him.
That means my brother can finally join the club. He can finally have the experiences that I had growing up, driving a car, finally applying for an internship. He's a junior in high school, so this was a big win for not only his college process, but for the family, being in a mixed status family where we have DACA recipients, undocumented, and U.S. citizens.
Rascon Salazar's brother had not previously been able to apply for DACA because the Trump administration had halted new applications as an effort to dismantle the program. But that's not the only action that Trump took against DACA recipients. Professor William Perez of the LMU School of Education explains other steps taken by the administration.
Most recently, the most draconian, revision of it was, the renewal period was shortened from 2 years to 1 year. That's now been restored to 2 years. Prior to the current administration, there was momentum, and policy discussions about extending that renewal timeframe to every 3 years instead of every 2 years, just because we know from the research that we've done on this topic that the financial hardship of renewing every 2 years is quite severe, and especially for families where there are multiple individuals who are applying and renewing every 2 years. And the fact that the fees went up as well, the renewal fees went up. So, there was just a whole slew of policy changes that made it even more difficult.
These decisions are made at the federal level, but there's some action that communities like LMUs can take to protect DACA recipients.
That's one of the things that's great about LMU is that we have access to the LMU Law School and the migration legal scholars there that have been just absolutely amazing in providing that guidance and support, because oftentimes what we know from the research is that's the thing that keeps people from even applying initially, even though they're eligible, or renewing, right? Because they don't have the resources, they don't have the legal know-how or expertise or access to pro bono lawyers.
I spoke to Yanira Lemus, the Director of Community Services for the Loyola Law Immigrant Justice Clinic.
We provide consultations, we provide legal representation, education and outreach.
Lemus spoke about some of the most common questions that students have for the clinic.
I'd say the most common is requesting DACA renewals, right? Their DACA is going to expire. They need their work permit to continue working. Also seeking a consultation to determine if they qualify for another more permanent form of relief.
Rascon Salazar expressed hope that in the future, the situation will improve for DACA recipients.
I think Biden has this slogan / message of uniting families and American values and restoring and actually making America great again. When you focus specifically on immigration, I think we're going to be way better off than we would have been in terms of rhetoric, and I think in terms of policy too. We'll have to see how much pressure and accountability is put onto this next administration.
Veronica BP, Election 2020, Los Angeles.